612. It's called number 22, a thank you note to planet Earth. It's part of a series that I got inspiration from a book with some suggested writing prompts. I've trekked across this treacherously gorgeous country from coast to coast, so relishing each of the contiguous 48 states, the majority of them on several occasions, I suppose, if all told, 6 or 7 times, and that's not even counting the routine dozen or so that I've traveled those stretches made just for visiting home, from any number of others, like say in the upper Midwest, or from Boston or San Francisco, straight to Dad's old farm, and to his folks in Detroit, growing up, or our vacation to the nation's capital in 1976, or to California about 5 years later. But those 7 full stretches from the Atlantic to the Pacific and back, only one of them by airplane once, and only one way, in a U-Haul truck by way of a series of Motel 6s, and thrice by train all the way there and back, which is my favorite way that I've ever traveled, across land at any rate. And I'm here to tell you that this land, the land which we call ours, the land of the entire world, as experienced thus far by this body, and all that was and is left of its senses, can be so god-awful flat and vast and boring at times, sure. But not only is there a wondrous beauty in all of that vast, boring flatness, but when that terrain gets divided up, for example, by such varied magnificences as the Ozarks, the Ouachitas, the Appalachians, the Rockies, the rolling hills of Utah, or the endless mountainous highways in Vermont, the Grand Canyon, the metropolises, or the blips, even those 2, maybe 3 dog towns over national parks like Yosemite and Yellowstone, each of these are wonders to behold again and again. There is a deep mesmeric beauty to all of it, a texture and a unique history and a gorgeousness in every step or mile of parcel of land on which you might have found yourself, whether it be only once ever or dozens of times, be they long or short bouts studied, deciphered, and then remembered, and I can't imagine a square inch of it to which I would not return happily, to take it all in once again, to dive ever deeper within the great lakes, the creek banks and river banks, the ponds and the swimming or fishing lakes that sometimes seem to take up most of whatever great state in which each is gloriously embedded. And while for various harsh reasons I haven't driven out of this city for nearly a decade now, of the 2.5 in which I've called it home, and although I lost, before my 50th year had passed, every single material item that I'd up to that point gathered, deciding for some reason or other not to let go, what a resounding privilege it has nonetheless been to be variously transported from Pacific to Atlantic and back again, etc. The sum of each and every moment of every single mile traveled has been the greatest accumulation of blessings that I have beheld. And I shall return, I have no doubt, to darkened paths, new and old, shall plot that course again, you can bet on that. Or that is at least what I do, what gets me moving, a round up for that.